Okay, this video is dealing with track mats. And so basically what a track mat does is it allows you to take an image that has black and white or gray and interact with another layer. So if you see this object right here, we'll look at it by itself, and if you want to see if it has an alpha channel, we go down here and we'll select just alpha. And since we can see nothing here, that means there is no alpha channel here. There's been nothing cut. So how would I get to use that shape as a vignette or some way like that? So let's go back to our RGB, and if you look over here, I have two layers, okay? And so this other layer is this. If you're not seeing where it says track mat here, what you do is you'll say toggle modes and switches down over here, and that will show you the track mat. And when you apply a track mat, the track mat lives above the layer you want it to affect. So in this situation, since it has no alpha, I'm not going to select one of these alpha track mats. I'm going to select one of these two here. One of them says Luma Mat, and it's selecting the layer right above it. Okay, and so what that does here is it takes the white information and makes it transparent. And notice what it looks like over here. You'll see that this eyeball has a little lack of pupil here, and it also hid that top layer, so it turned it off. And if I took this one that said inverted mat, it would do the opposite of that. So this is what track mats do, and it's a very useful tool for using black and white and gray for various different things. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at an alpha example. Okay, so in this situation, we can't see the object because it is on a black background. So let's go ahead and just put it on us. I'm going to create a solid now that is just something that so we can see what it looks like, so what we're working with here. Okay, and let's go ahead and put that on the top layer here. So this is the layer that is actually there, and it's on black, so that's why we couldn't see it. Okay, so I'm going to delete this just so that we are back to where we started. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at this other layer here. So what's going on here, let's go ahead and turn off this track mat. Okay, so what I've got here is this layer on top of this water, and so this is nothing different than anything that we've ever done. It's just text that is black on top of a video. Now if I want the text to have this water on the inside of it, and if I look at this one, this one actually does have, let's go ahead and look at this liquid layer, and let's see what see here you can see the alpha channel actually exists. So I'm going to select the track mat for alpha, and what that does is it allows it to use this alpha channel as a mat. Okay? And you can do the opposite with the inverted. So depending on whether or not you have a alpha channel will be what you decide on what to use over here. Okay? Let's look at another one here. So in this situation, take a look at what's going on here. So this has got a Luma mat on it, but let's go ahead and look at this microphone. The microphone does have an alpha channel, so you still can use a Luma channel if you want to. And let's go see why would we want to do one versus the other. So let's go back to our composition. This is the Luma, and if I chose to use the alpha, then you get the whole thing cut out. So maybe that's not giving you what you want to have. So just because it has an alpha doesn't mean you have to use the alpha. This is the inverted alpha, and here's the Luma inverted. And so it gives you some options to try different things depending on what it is that you are using. And so this one looks like probably the nicest one available. So here's another example of a track mat. And notice what we've got going on here. So again, remember that the object, the track mat goes on top of the layer where you are going to apply the track mat. So over here, if we want to see what this is, this is what this video looks like right now. Okay, it's actually a very subtle motion here. It looks like it was made with fractal noise. Okay, and so let's go back to our composition window, and they've applied a Luma split screen. So you can do it one or the other if I'm going to invert it. And let's take a look at the alpha channel. There is no alpha channel, so in this situation you're going to definitely want to use the Luma. Okay, so it allows you, if you have a gray scale, it's not 100% black or white, the gray is going to allow you to do another thing. And then they have a third layer that is underneath it, which is just this video. So together what we have is we have an alpha channel, and that is being used here. Okay. Then we have the actual movie, which is the basis, where the alpha channel that it is using is going to be that other layer of the black and white, and then below it is just this video noise, essentially like these old screen scratches. And together, notice what we have here. We have a Luma mat using this as the track mat. The eyeball is got no pupil, and it deactivates the layer above it so that we're not actually seeing it. It's basically a combination of these two, and then we have the video below it. Okay? Now we're going to use this, and if I go ahead and put on the Luma mat, again, let's go ahead and double click it to see if there is an alpha channel, and there's no alpha channel. So I'm going to show you that you can use this as an inverted one. In this situation, the inverted one is doing the opposite of what I want it to do. All right, and that gives you an idea of what a track mat does.